Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It is Tuesday morning. It is, what is it, the 30th? Close to the end of the month. We're almost into April. Can you believe we went through 2020 and we're already this deep into 2021? It's craziness. It is craziness. Well, welcome, everybody. Feel free to put your suggestions, comments, questions, remarks, whatever in that chat box. If you're not listening to this live and you haven't subscribed, you got to do so, man. You got to subscribe. Hit that big subscribe button and ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified every time I upload a video, every time I go live. I just want to welcome everybody. I do these live trainings. I guess they're trainings, question and answers, whatever you want to call them, just about every morning now. Loud and clear. Thank you so much, Paul, for letting me know. So that you guys can, start running, grow online businesses. I want to see more and more people do this. I fear for those people who don't use the internet. I really do, because I think in fact, I know a lot of jobs are going to be going away, and you're going to be left in the dust. So, if you don't get answers from me, get them from somebody, because your job is in jeopardy. I don't care what you do. What's going on, James Brain? Good to see you, buddy. I don't care what you do. Technology is coming for your job. There's no stopping it. I went into a fast food place the other day, McDonald's, and I don't go very often, but I did go in there, and they only had one cash register in there, and they had one person behind it, because everything else was just kiosk. They're doing away with human beings. Everything's getting... trouble hearing you. Oh, my phone's talking to me here. Everything is getting used up by technology, and it makes sense because it saves a lot of money. So I thought it would be fitting today that I talk about electronics, what kind of electronics I use, what kind that you guys could use. Let me switch my screen here a little bit. There we go. And I could let you know how I stay kind of organized. I mean, I'm not perfectly organized. I don't want to represent that, but I'm pretty organized. And the way I've set things up, it makes me really easy to run my life. Now, you can go down the road of, are you an Apple user or are you a Android user? I'm definitely Apple, and I want to give you some good reasons for that. Let's see, when you started out, how much did you budget for technology? I didn't have any money. I'll be honest with you. I had a desktop computer that was a Dell, and I bought that on credit. And then I invested $100 on my credit card for some inventory. That was it. I didn't have it. If you have it, today will be a good day for you, because I'm going to talk to you about a lot of different things that we do use that really helps our company, run smooth, I guess you could say. And there's a lot of working parts. When I look back, that's a good question, Paul. When I look back and I see what I did then and what I do now, it's like night and day different. It really is. James said, had another hard time finding today's live stream. I wonder why. The easiest thing to do, James, is just to go to my channel, and it will show the upcoming live stream right there, and you just click on it. That's what I do as far as the comments here. I just go to the channel, and then I click on the upcoming live stream. That's the simplest way to do it. So yeah, I would suggest that. So why do I like Apple? So many reasons. I think I like Apple more for the fact that I know everything's going to work for a long time. That's my probably number one thing, is when I buy an Apple product, I know it's going to work for a long time. See, I think your organization is good, but your discipline and habits allow you to run smoothly. Man, it's hard to be disciplined. I'm not kidding you guys. My wife and I were working out yesterday, and when I first met her, she didn't work out. She didn't do that stuff. She was like, I hate to admit it, she was 26 when we first met, and she's going to be, she's going to be 39 this year. So we've been together for a little while, and we have a little bit of an age difference. But the thing is, we were talking about working out and how uncomfortable it was and how difficult it was. And it seems kind of appropriate, because after we were talking about that, I saw somebody post online, and basically it said, life is difficult. Life is really difficult, and you've got to quit expecting it to be easy. It's not going to be easy. So as soon as you realize it's difficult, as soon as we realize that it's difficult to work out, then you can do it and go, well, yeah, it doesn't feel good. It hurts. It's hard to do. So you do have to realize that this is the only way you're going to have success, is that you got to do hard things. You got to do difficult things. Now, today I'm talking about technology, so we're trying to make it a little easier, but it's still hard. It's still hard. It's not easy. This is why I lose followers, because they look at me and go, well, I want to be told it's easy. I want to be told I can make $1 million and work 3 hours a week. You can't. You can't. There's nobody that does that. Show me one person. Show me one person that, and I'm not saying somebody who's built up a huge business and then they step back a little bit and reap the rewards of it. I'm talking about somebody who starts out and automatically can work 3 hours a week and make $1 million a year. There is no person like that. They don't exist. Doesn't happen. How much of a learning curve was there switching from PC to Apple? That was a big thing, Paul, because I looked at it, and my wife at the time had an iPhone, and she had a Apple computer. Excuse me, she didn't have an iPhone. She had an Apple computer, and I was watching her, and I looked at the operating system, and I looked at how it worked, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I like Windows. I don't want to do all that. That looks difficult to me. Once again, difficult things are good for you. And once I got into it, it was pretty darn easy. It wasn't hard at all. And it did so many more things to me. So let me kind of give you an overview of what I use, okay? Right now, I'm broadcasting on a MacBook Pro I bought in 2019. The computer I had before that was a Mac Air that I had bought in 2013. So for 6 years, I used the Air and didn't really have any problems. The only problem with it was that I was running out of storage space, so I had issues like that. But it wasn't broken. It still worked. I still used it. But I bought this MacBook Pro. Now, I also have an iPhone right here. Got an iPhone, okay? There's a picture of the house, guys. If you want to see what's going on with the house right there, there it is. There's our house right now. I just got some pictures from the project manager yesterday. So I have this iPhone. This is an iPhone 11. Now, every 2 years, I will upgrade my phone. Every 2 years. Some people say, well, you don't need to, and you could keep the old one. Probably, but I like all the new stuff, so I do that. I also use, and you will see it right here, this iPad right here, okay? So I'm actually watching myself on the iPad right now as I talk. A little bit of a delay. You can see me holding up the phone right there. And I use this to talk to you guys so that I can put some notes in here. And I also use the Apple Watch, okay? Now, here's the cool thing. If I put an appointment on my computer here, okay, or my iPad, or my watch, or my phone, it's on all of them. It's on all of them. Now, to some people, they go, oh, well, of course, that's the way it works. I think that technology is amazing. I just think it's amazing. If I see a phone call coming in on my wristwatch here, I can actually hit the button and talk to my watch. Dick Tracy-like, right? That's pretty cool stuff. But I can also say, well, I don't want to talk on my watch, because the problem with talking on the watch is everybody around you can hear your phone conversation. So I may choose to pick up my phone, okay? Now, I like all of these things because no matter what I do, it's automatically put in another spot. I like Apple also because of support. The support is amazing. It's funny because I had some reason I had to go into one of those Microsoft stores. I had some type of program on my Apple computer, and it had something to do with Microsoft. I can't remember what it was. And the service was horrible. It was abysmal. I dealt with 3 different people. They were disorganized. They didn't know what to do. I mean, and the whole vibe of the place was that of disorganization. And then the one person started complaining about working for them and what a crappy company they were to work for. And I was like, wow, I don't hear this when I go into an Apple store. When I go into an Apple store, they're really upbeat. They love it. They said that they can work the hours they want. They have tons of benefits. They're totally happy. And I think the attitude of employees for a company kind of give you a feel of what the company's like too. And the funny thing is, I could take my Mac Air that was 6 years old, and I could call up Apple, and they still helped me with support. They didn't go, oh, you're out of warranty, we can't help you, you need to buy a support package. They never did that. They just always helped me out.
Sorry,
so I kind of like that too. So let's see, what else do we got here? Do you use any technology to speed up your processes, like an expanded video card or updated router? House looking hot. Thank you for the comment from the house. Yeah, we do have, I guess it's a repeater for our Wi-Fi in the house. Now, the Wi-Fi in our house is the highest level you can get. So it's the fastest Wi-Fi available that you could get to your home. And then we have an extender, repeater, whatever you want to call it, in the mid part of the house to make sure that we have coverage throughout the house. The new house, I'm sure we're going to have to do the same thing. We need that fast speed because I up and download videos all day long, and when I do that, it's just required. Today, so you know, and I'm going to talk about some of the other equipment in just a second. I'll be finishing up my scripts tomorrow. I'm going to be recording all day long. 12 to 13 videos will have to be recorded to give them to my video editor so that I can stay up to speed. What do you think of Kartra customer service? I think it's pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with it. I knew Andy Jenkins, and I know his wife Sarah, who run it now. And well, literally, Sarah's a friend on Facebook, so I could send her a message if I ever had a problem. I wouldn't do it. But the other guy in there, and I can't remember his name, that runs Kartra, he's really helpful in the group. I could send him a direct message and he would answer me right back. So I don't have any problems, none. Now, I don't do that. I don't take advantage of that fact that I know these people. I usually use their support and put in a ticket and do all that kind of stuff. But I would say, without question, within 12 to 24 hours, I have everything worked out. And I think, you know, support is twofold. Support is for people who are brand new to something and they don't know how to use it, okay? And then it's also, I guess, for people who don't have a high level of technology. I don't use support much because I know how to use everything, and it's not a problem for me. I don't have any question. And I'll tell you, most people go to support too quick. You can pretty much just go into Google and put Kartra integration Stripe, and you're going to find an article, you're going to find a video on it. You don't need to use support. You can get instantaneous answers to your questions on most things. So I've covered the phone, I've covered the iPad, I've covered my laptop. Now, I'm not going to kid you. Between all these things here, that's thousands of dollars. It's thousands of dollars. This laptop here, I think was $3,000 or $4,000, and I know this was like $1,200. This iPad here was $600 or $700. This watch is $500. It's not cheap. Okay, it's not cheap. You don't have to go to this level in the beginning. Just because I'm telling you what I use doesn't mean you have to use it. Now, I'm going to get into a little bit more technology. I also have this microphone right here, which is a Rode NTSB, and I use this for recording any type of audio stuff I do, and it's got the nice arm on it and all that. Let me get this out of the way. In addition to that, when I'm doing videos, I have lights, okay, up above me, and I really can't show it to you, but there's two strip lights. Ooh, almost knocked the bell off. Two strip lights that go across here. I have a round light right here. I forgot what it's called. The circle light? I don't know. And then I've got these newer lights, and I don't mean like as a new. They're called NEWRR, newer lights. I've got three of those going on now. So 3, 4, 5, 6 different lights to light everything up so that it looks, see, it just looks normal. It doesn't look like I'm all lit up. But if you were to walk in this room, you would say, oh my God, that room is really bright. The thing with filming videos is you've got to overlight everything, overlighted. And it needs to be on the side and the front, not behind you. Backlight is really bad. So if you're like in front of a window and the sunlight's behind you, your face is going to look terrible. It just is. So that's some of the electronics I use. Let me check out some more of these questions here. What upgrades to new home are you looking at equipment-wise? For the other hardware, where do you like to shop? Best Buy, Amazon, or Fry? Fry went out of business. Fry closed every single store there is. As of last month, they're done. You know, I for my electronics, you know, if I'm buying lights and stuff like that, there's a nice camera store that I go to. I bought my ring light. Ring light, that's what it's called. It's called a ring light. I bought my ring light and there. I buy some stuff on Amazon. I'm a real comparison shopper. I mean, I'm real comparison. I mean, when I go into the grocery store, I've got the grocery store app. I'm looking for the specials. I'm really a comparison shopper. I don't ever clip coupons. I just not a thing. I think it's a total waste of time to do stuff like that. But if I've got an app for like Vaughn's, which is in California, and it's got like you get double points on meat, or you know you get $3 off on any meat purchase, I'm using it, man. I'm all over it. So I'm really big on that type of thing. I comparison shop, whether it's this electronics for my office here. This microphone I actually drove down to Chula Vista and bought because it was the best deal, and I wanted to talk to somebody about it and get their input on this microphone. And I don't use this microphone for these lives. It doesn't seem to work as well. But when I'm recording just clean audio, like for one of my courses or something like that, it's amazing for that. Let me get a little sip here of something. I got water and I got my tea. I am your big fan, sir. Well, that's very nice. That is Sahil Khan. And tell me where you're at, Sahil. Want to hear from you, buddy. Where are you at? I am from India. That was quick. I guess you were already typing that. I am from India, and I want to online business India to USA. You can certainly do it. You can do it anywhere in the world. This is what amazes me. People are going to crappy jobs every day, doing things they hate doing, and they can make money online. You know, I was sitting next to my wife last night, and I got an alert on my phone that somebody bought something, and it was $1,406. And I just looked at it, and I said, is this amazing or what? I'm sitting here eating dinner, and somebody just sent me $1,406 as I'm eating dinner. Now, that's not the only sale I made yesterday, but it was just one that I called out to her. I said, this is kind of amazing that I can make money like this. I'm not doing anything. Now, I'm not saying I didn't do anything, because I worked and I had to work to get that product out there and marketing and blah, 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 blah. But the point is, once you have this stuff set up, once you have this technology set up, it all works for you. It interfaces for you, which is pretty darn amazing. Let's see here. Do you use My Simon for comparison shopping? I do not. No, I don't know about My Simon. And I guess I don't go overboard on it. I mean, you can really go overboard on some of this shopping comparison, but I do my best. Like, I do my best. I don't use any extra apps. I do, however, use a lot of apps, and I'll give you an indication of this. Okay, let me see here. Excuse me. So this is one page of apps. That's another. That's another. That's another. That's another. That's another. That's another. And that's another. And that's another. So I have a few apps, right? I got a few apps, but they're super helpful. Let's see here. Paul says, do the overhead lights provide a lot of fill lighting as they full spectrum lighting? I really hate the fluorescent lighting. Do you think fluorescent lighting affects video quality? Yeah, I don't like fluorescent lighting. These, I can't remember what they're called. They're like these strip lights, and I don't know if I could get a picture of these to show you guys. I guess it would be helpful if I did. Let me just take a picture of these. I can't really do it. Let me see here if this helps you out. And you can kind of see what I'm using here. I'm going to send these to my computer if I can find it. I'm not able to send it, but I could probably just show you the picture. So this is what that light above my head looks like. You can kind of see that there, picture of my house next to it. So that's what I have above my head. And let me see if I can get another picture of these other lights here, guys. This may be helpful to you if you're trying to figure this stuff out. This is a picture of the ring light. Excuse me. My throat is always tough in the morning. That's a picture of the ring light and the newer light. And that newer light, that square one you see right there, I've got those surrounding me right now. So back to the electronics thing. The reason I also like Apple is there's so many other things that help and enhance my life. Like this watch here is my fitness tracker. I set it for 700 calories a day, and I have to get to that 700 calories every single day. I just have to do it. It's a requirement for me. Now, sometimes I'll look at it and I'm like, I need 110 calories more, and I go grab the dog and go for a walk around a couple blocks. Or I'll jump on the stationary bike, and I can sync my workout on here. Like it has an activity thing on here, and I can pick, indoor cycle, outdoor walk, functional strength training, whatever I want, and I hit that, and then it calculates all the calories. So it's not just business. It's not always just business. And social, I like that too. It does a lot of social things for me. So I'm pretty set up. I know nothing about Android. I know that about 4 years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get me one of those Samsung smartphones. I think that's going to be fine. And I had that thing for about 3 weeks. And I called up Verizon and I said, I can't do this. I need to go back to Apple. I hate this thing. Excuse me, I hate this phone. I really do. And they were like, well, you can't, because you have to wait 2 years. I was like, why? And they said, well, because you can't upgrade. It would cost you like $1,000 to go back to Apple. I said, take my $1,000. I'm going back to Apple. I'm not going to put up with this for 2 years. I'm not doing it. See, I love the links you have below that you show the products you use. Thanks for your research. Haha. Yeah, I do. And I do try to put that below, guys. So in this video, like right now, there's no description. It won't be until I end the video. When I end the video, there are links to pretty much a lot of the stuff I use in my office so that you guys can click on it and go use this stuff too and get good results from it. Do you have any questions about electronics or how I use this stuff? And I didn't get into like my online stuff because I did that the other day when I talked about file storage. But all these things also sync, like my Dropbox syncs with my phone. So, you know, it makes it really easy to pull up any files I need or anything like that. Keeps my phone real clean because I can send it to the cloud real quick. And same thing with my iPad, same thing with my MacBook Pro. And the other thing about these is they just don't break. They don't break. You know, we talk about support and getting support. The best thing about support is having a product or having a service that you don't need support, that it's not an issue, okay? And I get some support tickets, but they're pretty rare. I got one yesterday that was pretty interesting. And where is the guy that sent me the support ticket yesterday? James, I believe was his name. And he sent me 2 support tickets. He's asking about the price of one of my courses. And he says, how many months till it ends? Of course, I got to let him know it doesn't end. You know, as long as you're a member, you got to pay. And do you have any reviews online I can read that are not related to your company? Which makes no sense why he's buying from my company. But he says, can you be found on the BBB? Better Business Bureau. I used to think the Better Business Bureau was worthwhile. And as I grew up, I found out it's one of the biggest scams in the world. The way the Better Business Bureau works is if you want a good rating, you pay the fee. You pay to be a member, and you're going to get yourself a good rating, okay? And if you don't pay the fee, they allow whatever bad stuff they can to happen to you because you're not a member. You haven't paid your protection money. That's how the Better Business Bureau works. And he says, sorry, but I've lost thousands on gurus. No offense, just trying to be safe with my money, sir. And this is from James. And I understand that. There's a lot of ripoffs out there. However, I also had somebody buy one of my courses the other day and said, oh my gosh, I bought your course. I know I'm going to make a lot of money now. And I said, no. Buying my course does not make you a lot of money. Do not think that. Buying my course will give you the tools you need to make money, but you're going to have to work. And I told her, I said, my course is not going to make you any money, not a dime. It's your effort that's going to make you money. And she said, well, I've got a good work ethic, so that's not going to be a problem. That's fine. All I do, guys, is I give you information. You have to implement it. You know, if you go through and read everything I've ever written, if you watch every single video I've ever done, your income will not increase one dime. Not one dime. You don't want to hear that, do you? It's just the truth. You have to do things. You have to work. All I do is provide you the information. It's like me handing you a hammer and a saw and you going, oh great, I've got a house now. No, you don't. You've got to use those tools. If you don't use those tools, they don't make any difference. If I tell you about all these electronics here, you go out and buy all the electronics I've got, and you go, well, wait, I'm not rich yet. Well, no, these are just tools. These are just tools. Now, when I record tomorrow, in addition to these things, I have a DSLR mirrorless camera. You can look that up. In fact, I think I have a link in the description. They're expensive. They go from the 600s into the thousands of dollars. But it's a great camera for me recording my videos. So I use that. And then on top of that, I use an external microphone. I use a lavalier Sennheiser microphone that's like $650. Because I'm telling you about these and because these things are expensive, that doesn't prevent you from doing any of this. You can use your iPhone, period. And if you want a microphone, you can get a wired one, which I have that in the description also. See here, I thank God my sin is heavy into computers. I think you mean my son. So he can help me when I get the blue screen of death. Son currently working on computational neuroscience. I don't know what that is. Verizon now has a program for $25 a month. Technicians will repair any of your cell phones, computers, iPads, etc. Wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. But I got to tell you, I never have any repairs. Nothing. I buy the protection on this, in case I break it or lose it or something like that. So I do have the monthly protection. I don't know what that is, $8, $10. I think we worry too much about that stuff. I want all my electronics totally protected because I can't afford to go down. I cannot afford to go down. When I got this MacBook Pro, it died. It died about a year after I got it. I had no idea why. It just died. And I went right over to my Mac Air that I had for years, that I bought in 2013, and I was back and running. Because I had to actually ship it out. I couldn't take it to a location at the time. So I had to ship out my MacBook. Scary. You know what it's like to put your entire business in a box and to ship it away? I mean, that's scary stuff, guys. That's scary. I love that I can respect you for being both honest and a great servant leader, entrepreneur coach. Well, I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. I'm just telling you the fact. That's it, the fact. But I will tell you this. The fact is that in 2009, I started selling online, and to this day, I've got money in the bank, which is nice. I don't have any bills, no car payments, none of that stuff, and I'm building a beautiful home. And the reason I tell you this is not to brag. I tell you this because you can do the same thing. I'm no different than you. We're same. We're just two human beings, got arms and legs and a mouth and eyes and all these things. And some of us don't even have that, and they're successful online. But the point is, anybody can do this stuff, and I share with you all these things I'm using in case you're interested. Maybe you want to use it. Maybe you say, hey, JR uses that. Maybe I'll use it. But you know what? You can do all of this with Android too. This is just my preference. This is just me sharing with you what I do. Doesn't mean you got to do it. You can do your own thing. You can do your thing. That's okay. The things I will tell you that you do have to do is, number one, you're not going to want to hear this, exercise. If you're not exercising and you're listening to me, you're not listening. You've got to exercise, guys. You've got to. I don't want to do it. My wife doesn't want to do it. My son is crazy. He does want to do it. He's one of those guys that, let me see if I can pull him up. I'll give you an example of what my son is right now. Let's see here, Patrick. But that's the first thing you got to do. Over and above all of the electronics and courses and all those things, you have to exercise. Required. All right. So that is my son. He likes to exercise. Okay. I don't necessarily want to exercise. He likes to exercise. He's 20. What will he be this year? I think 20. This is terrible. 94. 27. He'll be 27 next month. He'll be 27 years old. Actually, in a few days, April 8th. But the point is, you got to exercise. That's over and above every single thing else you do. Exercise. Why is that? Because if you're not healthy, you can't do anything I'm telling you to do. You cannot do anything I'm telling you to do if you're not healthy, which means you have to exercise. Now, up to about the age of 25, I'm just arbitrarily picking a number, maybe you don't have to exercise. Maybe up to the age of 25, you stay pretty healthy. But I'm going to tell you, after that, you start to decline. You're going to decline some at 30. You're going to decline more at 40. You're going to decline more at 50, and at 60, and 70, and 80. And if you're not exercising, you can't do anything I'm telling you. If you're not healthy, you won't feel like doing anything I'm telling you. If you feel good and you feel healthy and you're strong, then the next thing you got to do is have a good work ethic. Motivation wears off. Motivation wears off. Motivation is when you feel like doing stuff. You're motivated to do stuff. And that's great that you have that every now and then. That won't make you successful. What's going to make you successful is self-discipline and hard work. Okay? But motivation goes out the window when you don't feel like doing something. When you don't feel like it, then you aren't going to do it. Okay? Your motivation's gone. You can't keep motivation all the time, but you can keep work ethic. You can say, this is the kinds of things I'm going to do every day, no matter how I feel. No matter how I feel, I'm going to go work hard. I'm going to do these every day. This is what I'm going to do. So every morning I come in here and I talk to you guys. How long will I do it? I don't know. I feel like it's helping some people now, and that's what I want to do, is I want to help you guys out. As long as it's helping you, as long as you respond back and you say, hey, I like that, I got something out of that, I'll probably keep doing it. As soon as I don't hear that, then I'm going to be off and do something else. I can do that now, which is nice. Let's see here. James Breen says, be patient. Your Apple computer will eventually die, or your Apple won't upgrade. I love all My all-in-one Apple wouldn't upgrade. Now it's parked in the attic. Okay, that's cool. You know, to each their own, right, James? I love the fact that both the lives and pre-recorded are providing so much value. But like you always say, take action. Action's it, man. You know, it's like I always hear these people like, they'll say, JR, I got this great idea for this product or this app, this website or whatever. And they'll say, what do you think of it? And I'll say, I don't know. Try it. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't want to try it unless I'm sure it's going to work. Really? You're never going to be an entrepreneur because you've got to try things all the time that don't work. I was looking at some of my ads yesterday and some of them are terrible. They're terrible. And some of them are crushing it. So I know certain things aren't going to work. I try all kinds of things all the time. But the few that do work make me enough money to make up for all the things that don't work. That's the way it is. If you can't handle things not working out, you'll never make it as an entrepreneur. You need to go get a job. You need to just go get a job. And you're going to have frustrations there too. So you really, there's no running from frustrations. It doesn't exist. You're going to have frustrations. See, motivation is temporary, and being inspired with a mission and purpose gets your feet on the floor. Who dares wins. Very nice, Paul. Very well said. And I'll leave you with this, guys. Motivation is not success. Success is motivation. And let me explain it to you this way. If you go and you do nothing and you wait for motivation, it's rarely going to show up. But if you go and try 10 things and 8 of those things fail, but 2 of them are wildly successful, how do you feel now about those successful things? You feel motivated, don't you? Because success is the key to motivation. If you try a whole lot of things, if you use the work ethic and try a whole lot of things, you'll get some successes, and those are the things that will motivate you to keep going. When I first started my survival food company, I found one person that agreed to sell my food on their website. I thought I was a hero. And it motivated me to call more and more businesses. It motivated me to email more businesses and say, hey, sell my products on your website. That one guy did. Now, here's a funny story about that one guy. He never built a website. He never sold any of my products. But the thought that I had somebody that would sell my products motivated me. It was like, gosh, I got somebody to do it. I bet I could get more. And I just kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going. And that's basically where motivation comes from. Motivation comes from success. I can look back on successes and I say, that motivates me. You know, yesterday I got to 120 push-ups, which was great. And I do those just so you understand. They aren't straight. I do 40 seconds, 40 seconds, 40 seconds. And I think the first one I did like 42, and then I did 38, and then I did 40. And that totaled 120. And man, was I motivated afterwards. During, I was not motivated. During, I was in pain. During, I wanted to quit. During, I didn't like it. I was uncomfortable. But afterwards, I was motivated. After I had done something. Motivation will often come after you do something, not prior to doing it. Work ethic's going to make you try things. And when you try things and you succeed, that's going to motivate you to do it again or do more of it. So I just want to kind of leave you with that today. See, Paul says, have a blessed week ahead, gang. Got to bounce. Dreams without action stay dreams. They do. Hey, if you like this training, guys, do me a favor. Put in the chat section you like it. Put in there any comments you have. If you have suggestions for other subjects you want me to talk about, put that in the chat section. If you're watching this and it's not live, you caught me a week later, you caught me a day later, make sure you subscribe below and ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified every time I do a video, every time I go live. If you think this video can help somebody else, please share it with them. Take the link at the top, copy it, send it to somebody and say, hey, I think this could help you out. That would be really, really nice if you did that. And let me put a little comment in here. I love each and every one of you guys, period. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate your attention, period. Okay, so I'll put my comment in there. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.